Hey everybody, it's Andrew Lowen with Deliverance, and just want to let you know right up front, I've got my baby right there. His name is John Constantine, and he is sleeping. So, um, I wanted to make a video to talk about future plans and what we're doing now. A lot of this is going to be very relevant to fans of Deliverance, so I'm going to try to keep it free of just fluff, and I'm going to get right into the things that matter. So, first, just as an introduction, we're kind of in a lull right now because we're between expansions. We delivered the last game, late last year, between September, October, November, depending on where you were in the world. And a lot of you are enjoying Deliverance and you're loving it and you're sharing pictures and all of that. But many of you, just because you've managed to beat the campaign, you've played a bunch of the challenges, you've played scenarios and whatnot, which, by the way, along with this video, we're releasing another scenario, the anomaly scenario. It's going to be really, really fun. But you're currently focused on other things. The Deliverance expansion is coming, which I'm going to give you the timeline for that later in this video. And, so I find it natural to not be thinking about me all the time or not be thinking about Deliverance all the time. And so I wanted to make this video to share with you during the lull, and the marketing and everything like that. We've reduced spend and we're almost sold out of games and everything. Um, I wanted to share with you guys what we're doing because what we're doing right now internally is really, really important to the excitement that you guys will feel in later this year. So we have currently just under 6 months to go to the expansion. We will be launching our expansion on Kickstarter in September of 2024. That's our current plan. So about 6 months from now, and we have about, I want to say, 60% of the art finished. We're very deep into game development. And by the way, early call to action for those of you that would like to play test the expansion content of Deliverance. I would love you guys to volunteer yourselves in our Discord server. We're going to be bringing a lot of you in to actually test the content, test the angels, test the princes in Deliverance, test the campaign missions eventually, and that sort of thing. And it's going to be really, really helpful. You guys were instrumental in making the campaign fun and that kind of thing. So. Also, I'll mention, well, we brought in an author named David Umastat. He is actually going to be remastering. He's not only doing the new Deliverance expansion story, but he's going to be remastering the old campaign story and, in addition to that, doing some other things for us, like the scenario stories and whatnot. His probably biggest claim to fame is that he did the sci-fi allegorical tale of a Pilgrim's Progress, which is kind of awesome, which you can find on Amazon and whatnot. Okay, here's where we're at with our future plans. As I said before, we have 6 months to go until our Kickstarter for the Deliverance expansion. Our timeline is like this: we have about 2 months of work that we can put in before we have to actually print our prototype copies that are going to go to content creators and reviewers. It's going to take about a month to print and put it all together and that kind of thing. And that gives us about 3 months. So that's going to happen in June. Hopefully, I'll have those at Origins in June, from June 19th to the 22nd. I think it was 19th to the 23rd. So if you're going to be at Origins, you'll actually get to playtest new expansion content before anyone else in the world. We have a big booth, a 10 foot by 20 foot, and we've got we're gonna have a lot of tables and whatnot for players. So if you actually plan on jumping in and playing games, we're going to have a lot of fun. So we're currently lining up our marketing plans. Oh, by the way, in regard to art and game development, we have almost every one of our miniature sculpts finished for the expansion, which is really, I mean, I think we finished our last miniature sculpt like 3 days before our first campaign ended. So the fact that we're getting this done 6 months early is a really good sign. We might actually go to manufacturing for the miniatures because we have a little bit of money that we can spend on that, and that's going to cut like 6 months of time for before delivery for you guys. So that's another thing that we're doing. Really, it's you guys helped us get here. Last time at this time, I was about $30,000 in debt. Now we have no debt. We have money in the bank that we are using to do great things. We're actually able to make art and other things like that. By the time we get to Kickstarter, we should still have no debt, And we should be able to make forward progress on things that are going to just help you guys get the game in your hands faster in between now and then. And that is really just a testament to you guys for helping us and what you guys did. I mean, it's huge. So, a couple of other things in relation to future plans. We are lining up our marketing plans, and so if you guys watching this have a podcast or a YouTube show, I mean, I'd love to be a guest. I'd love to talk about Deliverance and whatnot. It's going to just any amount of buzz that we can create um, is gonna make a huge difference. And I mean, like the fact that I was able to be on the Babylon Bee podcast in 2021, Kyle Mann, the editor there, was very gracious and allowing me on, kind of allowing me access to their fans. That was a huge thing for Deliverance. But what I also find is like podcasts that, I don't know, they get 10 downloads total are also okay. I'm okay jumping on a YouTube channel that might get 20 or 30 views. Like as small as it gets, it doesn't bother me, because you guys have your audience and your people that watch your stuff. And I don't want to be prideful and say I only want to go on big channels. I want to go on my fans' channels. So if you're a fan of Deliverance, I would love to contribute content to your channel, or if you have written blogs or whatever it is, let me know. So our teaser trailer is planned currently for July 21st. Really, the whole theme of our marketing is so before we had to show how serious Deliverance took itself. That Deliverance is serious. It means business. It's like was kind of one of the first Christian games, openly Christian games, to come out that got a lot of pushback. And a lot of Christians were like, oh, I don't know about this. I'm going to wait until it comes out and see how it goes. Well, now we're the highest rated Christian game ever made. I want to say the highest user rated Christian game ever made, with an 8.7 rating on Board Game Geek from over 550 people that have rated. If you haven't yet rated us, I would really appreciate that, by the way, on Board Game Geek. I want to talk about something relevant to everybody that loves Deliverance, which is our expansion price and other plans related to the expansion. So this is going to be a lot of first-time reveal stuff. So first of all, pricing. I know everybody is you're going to have to get your wallets ready for September. I know you're not just going to want to, it's not like we have a $20 product and you just, can buy it on a whim. A lot of you guys need to kind of plan for this expense. So the expansion, we're going to do a deluxe expansion, and our goal is to produce it and sell for $69 to you guys. It could be more after that, but currently $69 is what we're looking at for the deluxe expansion. We believe that maybe the regular version of the expansion can be $49 without some of the fancy components. But I'm not sure, truthfully, that there's much demand for a non-deluxe expansion on Kickstarter. Our last Kickstarter we had like 2,000 of our deluxe games sold, and it was like 30 base games. It was a massive disparity. And so there was such value in our $99 deluxe game. And many of you guys that received it, you can attest to the value, the fact that it just opens up and is so easy to table because of the way that it's organized and all of that. I mean, that we're planning for the expansion. We have our same insert designer that's returning. We've got our same artist, our same game developers, and that kind of thing. So we may do a standard edition. I'm not sure, though. But we're definitely coming back with the deluxe edition of the game, which will have a few reduced components. There's no double-sided art of Michael and Sardius. There's the card that a lot of you guys got in the first printing of the deluxe edition. There are going to be fewer cards because there are no stretch goals and that sort of thing. That's going to be a $99 price point, just like before. We're going to try to, pricing has changed a little bit. We're going to have to reduce some components because in order to produce it for that and be profitable, we have to, make sure that the pricing lines up appropriately. We're hoping to use long pack again for printing. So now, many of you will that have backed the first edition, there are some changes that we need to make. I mentioned, for example, that the campaign book is going to get remastered, the story, and which means that will change. And then we've got certain printing errors, like the biggest one that I wish didn't happen was the Hateful Fiend has a move 4 in its uh, activated skill text that should not be there. A lot of people that played with the Hateful Fiend for the very first time were just getting obliterated because that Hateful Fiend would move like 8 spaces, like faster than the Meddling Imps on its first turn, and it'd be all up in your face right away. And that was because of a printing error that says move 4 in that ability. We made it clear. We actually have an errata post that's, says basically what errors there are in the game and what you should do and that kind of thing. We're going to be fixing those. We're going to be cleaning those up. And we're going to also be offering, and actually in addition, where we have certain cards like Idle Hands that have certain some text on there that's redundant that we're just going to remove, that will improve clarity and that kind of thing. So we're going to include these things in an update pack for anybody that bought the first edition. We're not going to be charging like retail price for that or anything. It's just we're gonna figure out what we need in order to make it happen. It might be like a $20 update back or something. So maybe it's maybe less. I'm not sure. So it depends on the final pieces that go in there. I'm currently talking with our manufacturers now to figure out all those numbers and whatnot. But that's kind of where I imagine it hitting. So now add-on. Before I talk about add-ons, we are going to do a base game standard edition. That is going to come, probably it's going to be priced at $69. We will be including that in the campaign. I do expect it not to be the most popular thing because, people that buy on Kickstarter love the deluxe games. Or, they love deluxe components, and I do too. I'm a huge fan of deluxe components in games. You guys see a lot of games behind me. I like the limited games that I have on my shelves. I want them to be like as awesome as possible. So I have, maybe like, I guess 150 games, which is quite a lot, but I just want the games that I regularly play to be as deluxeified as possible. So, but we are going to have a standard edition because that sells really well after the Kickstarter's over. I think that we need to support a standard edition, and that's going to be $69. We're going to have the base. Well, we'll say like if you want to deluxeify the standard edition, that is going to now be an expansion that will be $39. We're going to bring back the deluxe edition as in like the large box that contains everything, but the standard edition is going to have a reduced box height. The deluxe edition is going to have you're going to have to store them, rather the deluxe upgrade for that, like the expansion, the $39 thing. If you buy it separately after the Kickstarter's over and we get to our website, that's going to be those are going to be 2 boxes. The standard edition is going to feature fewer angels, a smaller box, and then again, the other angels, definitely the minis, are going to be in the expansion. So yes, add-ons are going to return. Metal coins, the neoprene mat, and the acrylic standees were all very popular. Those things sold out they sold out about 2 months after we got them in stock, and they were selling like gangbusters. I think almost every product that we sold had at least one add-on there. We did like a Black Friday sale with neoprene mats, and it became so popular that, just everybody really likes the neoprene mat. Everybody loves the metal coins. Everybody loves the acrylic standees. They really added to the quality of the game. They were a huge win. So I'm definitely doing acrylics for the expansion, acrylic standees for the expansion, in addition to reprinting the former, acrylics. We'll probably, we might also do acrylics for lieutenants. So if you have the base game lieutenants, the expansion lieutenants, and other things like that, maybe a few of the scenarios, that have special characters, we'll do that. So we're definitely doing those add-ons. So in addition to that, we're planning to create a metal XP token. So, there's like that circle that tracks the amount of experience or time or whatever. We're going to do a metal experience token, and we're going to do a metal time tracker. Right? It's like a round tracker for events and things like that, which are really kind of being popularized by our scenarios. But we are going to be using events in the campaign for this next expansion, because they're really fun. And so we're gonna have a metal time tracker as well as a metal XP token that fit together. So our goal is to make them fit together. So the last add-on that I'm pretty sure you guys are going to want is we're going to do a physical version of our scenarios. So all the scenarios that we've been producing as a PDF, we're going to be so a free PDF. We're going to be issuing a physical edition of all of those scenarios and more. I'm thinking that we're going to maybe we'll wrap in some fan-made scenarios. We're going to create additional scenarios, maybe based on some stretch goals or community goals. That's going to be really, really fun. And it's just going to be a huge extra value. These have been very popular. People are playing them at conventions where we've been doing events where, we reveal the scenario and, we've had a bunch of people come over and play at local board game shops and, that kind of thing. And so that's been really cool. So I'd love to know what other add-ons you guys would like to see. And, let me know. So I have two other thoughts in relation to the expansion price and plans related. One is the Archangel Investor might return. So that was a pledge level. It's like $1,500 that you guys were supportive of. We sold 7 of them. All 7 that we sold. Originally, it came with like a prototype of the game. It came with all the other fancy stuff, and it came with it came with a unique art piece, like a special art piece that was actually a sketch, super original. We're not actually doing sketches anymore, so the sketches that I have are the only sketches that exist. So those of you that got an original sketch, maybe they're going to be worth a lot of money, I think, if Deliverance gets popular. But so that might return. But instead of focusing on giving you guys like physical exclusive things, I would probably rather return with in style of Chip Theory Games, with an offer of like every one of the future games that we make that we would include. So, but that's all up in the air right now. I'd love to know your guys' opinion on that. Now the last element related to the expansion is it does need the base game to play, but it's still set in Fallbrook. And you could probably play the expansion without the base game if you played in Skirmish. So I think you could probably play the Skirmish mode. We'll have enough darkness cards, prayer cards, etc. to actually play. We'll have enough map tiles and that kind of thing. As long as you use something different than the Heavenly Gates tile, or maybe something in place of that. So the Angel Investor pledge is coming back. I'm not sure. I mean, it was kind of annoying to get like angels painted and that kind of thing. The studio that we used was awesome, but very, very bottlenecked. Like to make 55 sets of painted angels was like really a tall order for one person to do. And so, I'm not sure what we're going to do in relation to the price point. That might just be like the all-in of the base game, the add-ons, the expansion, and that kind of thing. So I'm not sure. I have to really consider like what value I can give you guys to make that worthwhile. I definitely don't want to just appear as like I'm giving some sort of cash grab or whatever. Which these things cost a lot to make happen for you guys, and so I just want to make the value good for you. So so I have some final thoughts, and kind of a good segue, because there are many companies that are using like fear of missing out, FOMO tactics to get you to buy games. There are so many games that are coming out nowadays that use the $1 pre-pledge. Pledge $1, get this 5-card mini expansion and a special token or whatever. I hate the idea of treating my audience, of treating my backers, like you guys, like a cash cow to be slaughtered for profit or for money. I don't believe in doing that to you guys. I don't want to do like early bird specials. I really try to treat you guys like I'd treat my family. I want you guys to hopefully reciprocate that as well. I don't believe that me treating you like a cash cow would benefit our relationship at all. It really does matter. Deliverance was made with your faithful investment in 2021. The question of if we could do it or not, You guys answered with a resounding yes. I mean, at that time, it was like the highest funded Christian thing that had been on Kickstarter up to that point, I think. But bottom line, that was because you guys showed up. But I wonder, what would the answer be in 2024? Will you guys show up? Will you be there? That's my question. My prayer is that yes, you will be there, and that you do value everything that we're doing, that the game is really fun. I hope that we can, raise $1 million, because that will show everybody that, Deliverance is to be taken really seriously, and all of that. It'll validate so many things. But I mean, if we make the same exact thing that we made last time, I'll be happy. The sacrifices you make to be a dad, John, he is very opinionated. So what will the answer be in 2024? Are you going to be there? I hope you will. We're doing a lot of this because it's a huge passion project. Deliverance has made, $750,000 in with all the sales and the Kickstarter and everything. And believe it or not, I have not profited a penny off of that. I have been able to power our team to do a lot of great work. We've had our artists, our 3D modeler, our authors, our game developers, our graphic designer, and many other things we're working with. We're trying to get translations done, so like German and Polish and everything. And my hope is that it just makes a big impact on the world. I hope that one day I can make money off of this, but I'll settle right now for just not being in huge debt before our Kickstarter launches. So I try to just be completely transparent with you guys, wear my heart on my sleeve. Many of you guys know that I make myself the face of the company because I don't know. I think it's important. I'm not some corporation. I'm not looking to profit off of people with a big Kickstarter campaign or something. I'm looking to make a huge impact with a game that I believe is great and that people need to see. People need to play. I hope you'll join me in 2024 September when we launch, and I'll see you guys in the next video.